Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do a corner to corner project. To begin, you just want to get some yarn and a hook that is relevant to your yarn size. I'm going to be using a 4.5 and we want to begin by making a slip stitch. And we're going to make a chain of 6. So this is to begin our corner to corner. So chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count 3 stitches up from the beginning chain, 1, 2, and 3. Into that third stitch, we are going to make a double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 more loops. Now into the next 2 stitches, we want to place 1 double crochet into each of those stitches. And so what we are doing right now is we are making our first box in our pattern. Okay, so as you see, we have our tail end on our left side. So now what we want to do is chain up 6. So we will do this at the end of every row for our turning. So we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So again, what I like to do is I like to count up from the bottom. So 1, 2, and 3. Into that third chain, we're going to make our first double crochet. So there's 1, 2, and our third double crochet. So as you see here, we have our chain space and then 3 double crochets. So this is what each box will look like. So as you see, it's a little confusing because we still have our tail end here on our left side. What we want to do is we want to flip that first box so that that tail end is on our right side now. Now if you look at this box, you see our 3 double crochets and our chain 3 space right here. Now in between that double crochet and that chain 3 space, we want to actually make a slip stitch into that space. Okay? And so now as you see, our tail end is back on our left side. So now we want to build up. So we're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3, okay? And that will count as our chain 3. Now we're going to do 3 more double crochets into the same space that we just slip stitched into. So there's 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and 3 double crochet. Okay, so we have 1 box here, and that's where our tail end is coming from. Then you see we have 2 more boxes, so that means we're on row 2. So now what we want to do is build up our chain again. So moving on to round 3, we're going to chain up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now counting from the bottom up into the third chain, we make that double crochet. So right here, we're going to do our double crochet. Into the next, we will make another double crochet. And our third double crochet. So as you see, we have our tail end on our left side. We need to get that over to the right side. So we're going to turn our work. So here's the 2 boxes on the top. Here's our 1, 2, and 3 double crochets, and then the chain 3 from the previous box. So we want to slip stitch into that chain 3 space. Okay, so now we have made our first box of row 3. Now we are going to make our second box and then our third box. So now we want to chain up 3, 2, and 3, and make 3 more double crochets back into that space that we slip stitched into. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, So here's our last box. You see we have 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and then we have that chain 3 space. So in that chain 3 space, we want to slip stitch, chain up 3, and make 3 more double crochets into that space. 1, 2, and 3. So as you see, right here is a single box. So there's box 1, row 2. In row 3, we have 3 boxes. So now we need to move on to row 4. So as you increase for your corner to corners, you will always chain 6 at the end. Don't forget to do that last box and then chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now from the bottom, we're going to count up to the 3rd chain, 1, 2, 3. We're going to yarn over and make 1 double crochet into that space. And into the next 2 chains, we are going to make 1 double crochet into each of those spaces, just like that. So remember, we need to turn our work so that we can work back along the tops of these rows. If we don't turn our work, what you'll see here is just kind of a flat row. You don't see any chain 3 spaces and chain and double crochets. So remember to turn your work, because this is pointing down, our tail is to the left, so we want to turn our work so that we kind of have our tail on the right side. Now, as you see, we have 1, 2, 3 double crochets and a chain 3 space in this box. We're going to slip stitch in between that double crochet and chain 3 space. Now we want to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3, and do 3 more double crochets into that same space. So there's 1, here's 2, and 3. Okay, so we are going to continue to do that. I'm going to slip stitch into the next box, chain up 3, make 3 more double crochets, 1, 2, and 3 into that space. Here's our last box. So remember, we want to slip stitch and make another box before we go on to the next round. So slip stitch into the last box. As you see, we've got 1, 2, 3. We need to do 4. So we're going to chain up 3 and do 3 more double crochets into that same space. 2 and 3. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to chain up one more time to go on to the next row and how to turn. Chain up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now count 1, 2, 3 into that 3rd chain from the bottom. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put our hook in and make the double crochet, and this is the first box of round 5. Okay, so we have our chain 3 right here because we skipped those stitches. We have our tail on the left side, so remember we need to flip to move on to the next row. Have that tail kind of facing more towards the right. We're going to slip stitch into that first box, chain up 3, and then you will continue to do this all the way back. You will chain up 3, work 3 double crochets into that same space, slip stitch, chain up 3, work 3 double crochets, slip stitch, and you will continue to do that and finish a box here. At the end here, you will chain up 6, turn, and continue on. So you will continue to do this until you have your project as large as you would like. I will go ahead and make a tutorial on how to decrease a corner to corner, but this is how to do the increase portion for a corner to corner, whether it be a blanket, a washcloth, whatever project you are working on. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys all soon for another tutorial.